Hey guys, we're checking out Acid V by Arturia. Let's get started. Right, so let's break it down. Let's see what we have in the user interface. So on the top, that is the synthesizer. We have two waveforms. We have sawtooth and we have the square. Then we have pitch, cutoff, and resonance for the filter. We have envelope mode, which is, well, maybe mod envelope, decay, and accent. And then we have this hidden panel. If I'll click that, you'll see what we've got, and we'll cover that in a moment. So I'm going to close it. On the top, we also have the advanced panels, which we're going to explore also in just a few minutes. So I'm going to close that as well. So let's have a quick go with these controls. So I'm going to play with the pitch and cutoff and all of these. Now, in the middle, we have a sub oscillator. We have the vibrato and distortion unit. So the sub oscillator has 3 octaves. It goes 0, then it goes -1 and -2. We have 3 waveforms, the square, sawtooth, and a sine wave, and the volume. Now, the vibrato has its speed and its amount. So we can set that. And the distortion unit is great. So we have this menu right here. In the middle, we have crunch and crush, destroy, diodes, and so on. So I'm going to try some of those. Now on the bottom, we have the keyboard. But we also have on the left, we have the patterns, and I can just click that and select different patterns. And I can also click that hold button right here, and it will just keep on playing. Now on the right side, we have a choice of sequencer, the arpeggiator, and external, which means that we can actually play things on our own or program the sequences in MIDI in our DAW. Right, and I can go with ARP. And back to sequencer, and we also have the slide, accent, and vibrato keys right here, which you can program in MIDI, of course. Now, when we're going into the advanced mode, this is where you can find the sequencer or arpeggiators. Now, in the advanced mode, we have 4 tabs. We have the sequencer, then we have modulation 1, 2, and 3, which I'm going to show you how you can use and do some automations. And finally, we have effects with 4 slots. And if you'll click this drop down here, you'll see that we have great choice of effects like reverbs, delays, distortions, bit crushers, modulation effects. So there's a lot of choices here, and that's really, really great. Now let's go back into the sequencer. Now in this tab, we have a choice, sequencer or ARP. And in the sequencer, you can see the notes are sequenced. Let's try that. And you can move them around, but they are locked into scale. So you can see the scale right here. Right now it's acid trap style, whatever that may be. Let me know in the comments if you know what that means. And then I can select major and everything will collapse into that scale. And I can only select the notes in that scale. And so I can just do anything like that and never go wrong. Of course, we have the rate and we have gate, we have swing, and so on. So there's a lot of things that you can do here, but what I really love is the generator. So you can see the density. Density means how many notes are going to be here. And let's start with very few. And I'm just going to click generate. And then I can add more and more. And I can change the scale. Very, very cool. We also have the octaves right here, and we can randomize that, as you can see. And we also have the slide, accent, and vibrato settings right here on the bottom. So that's very cool, very easy to use, and very inspiring. So next we have the arpeggiator, and that is pretty simple too. So I'm going to click that. Then I have the ARP mode, and we have different choices. I can go with up, down, inclusive, for example, and then just play a chord. But as you can see, we have those slides and we have the accents, and they still work in that mode as well. So now let's talk about the modulations. The idea here is that we can automate different settings in the plugin by using this sort of route. So I'm just drawing that line right here, something like this, or I can use the presets that I have, and we can do something like this. And then what we need to do is assign as the destination. So I'm going to use that on the pitch, for example. So I'm going to set the pitch to its starting point and then drag this cross right on top, and you'll see this little pi. And that means the amount, how much of the modulation we want to assign, we want to affect that pitch. So now let's play. Now look closely, and you'll see the dot running across that line here. And I can have this run faster or now when you're hovering on top of that, you'll see the destinations. Right now we have the pitch right here, and I can just assign the amount right here. And that's pretty cool. And you can, by the way, you can just remove that or turn it off if you don't want, and so on. So now what I can also do, go and have modulation 2, and just for fun, I can assign this to something in modulation 1. So I can just drag that and drop it right here. And so I have modulation 2 modulating modulator 1, just an idea. Now I have my default preset. This is how it sounds. Pretty dry. So what we can do is we can have a little bit of fun in the advanced mode. And I can go directly, first thing into the effects. And here we have the delay and reverb, and you can see that they are dry. So you can just slide that. Have a bit of reverb. And then I can have chorus, and we can have a distortion. And next we can go into the sequencer and just have a little bit of fun here with the generate. And now I want to use modulation 1 and drop it on the cutoff. So I'm going to do that, have that amount. And I can actually use modulation 2 and drop it on the resonance and have that also modulate. And let's add some distortion. Now, hidden away, we have another panel. If you click this button right here, we'll have the bass boost, the PW, which is the pulse width of the square waveform. Then we have the accent attack, cutoff range. We have pitch tracking, noise gain, and a clipper. Right, so that was fun. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And by the way, I'm guessing Arturia is going to continue with that line here. So what do you think going to be the next V synthesizer or instrument? What do you think? I have a guess. Well, I'm not going to say anything. I have a guess. Let me know what do you think in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next videos. And of course, just one more thing. If you're planning to purchase this one, I'm going to put a link in the description of this video. So if you use that, I'm going to get a very small commission, which will get me a cup of coffee.